In this video for the Section 7.3 activity, we're going to talk about the addition principle. In this example problem, we have a survey of 100 families that found that 35 families subscribed to Hulu, 60 families subscribed to Netflix, and 20 families subscribed to both video streaming services. So first we're going to complete the table. So I'm going to start with the last part here given in the problem, that 20 families subscribe to both video streaming services. So if I look at my table, I have Netflix going across the top, and then I have Hulu going up and down here. Whether they're a subscriber, a non-subscriber, and then the total. Notice that I have the N for subscriber of Netflix, H for subscriber of Hulu, and then I have the N with the apostrophe. That means that they don't subscribe. Remember from when we talked about set notation, this apostrophe means not. So non-subscriber of Netflix and non-subscriber of Hulu. So starting with 20 families subscribe to both services. That's going to go in this box right here. 20 subscribe to Netflix and Hulu. So now I know that 60 families subscribe to Netflix. So that doesn't mean that 60 families subscribe to Netflix and not Hulu. That means a total of 60 families subscribe to Netflix. So that number is going to go in this box right here. It's the total number of subscribers to Netflix. Now I can use subtraction to figure out how many of the Netflix subscribers do not subscribe to Hulu. The total is 60, and 20 of them are Hulu subscribers. That means that 40 are not Hulu subscribers. So 60 minus 20 gives me that 40. Now I also know that 35 families subscribe to Hulu. So again, when I go to Hulu, I know that 35 is the total number that subscribe to Hulu. So that is going to be filled into this box right here. And so that means the number of non-Netflix subscribers to Hulu is going to be 15, because it's going to be 35 minus 20, and that's 15. So this is telling me out of the total of 35 Hulu subscribers, 20 of them also get Netflix and 15 do not also get Netflix. And now the last piece of information that I'm given is that there are 100 families total in the survey. So that's going to go in this lower right-hand corner. And now I can use this to figure out the rest of the numbers. So if there's 100 total families, if 60 of them are Netflix subscribers, that means 40 is the total number that are not Netflix subscribers. And if 35 are Hulu subscribers, that means the total number of non-Hulu subscribers is 65. So doing 100 minus 35 and 100 minus 60 gives me these numbers. And finally, I can figure out the number of people who don't subscribe to either subscription in a couple different ways. I know that 40 plus that number has to equal 65. So I can subtract and get 25. I could also use 40 minus 15, because 15 plus that number has to equal 40. And I should get the same thing either way, just to make sure that all my numbers are adding up here. So that's how I fill in the table. Now we're going to fill in this Venn diagram. So in our Venn diagram, we have a circle for Hulu and we have a circle for Netflix. The overlap in the middle is going to be the number that subscribe to both Hulu and Netflix. So I can type this in here. If you want to erase the underlines, you can do that, or you can leave them there. It doesn't really matter to me. But the number that subscribe to both is going to be 20. This part of the Hulu circle is families that subscribe to Hulu but not Netflix. So they're in the Hulu circle, but they're not in the Netflix circle. And looking at my table, the number that subscribe to Hulu and only Hulu, not Netflix, is 15. So that's going to go in this box here. And this box is the number that are Netflix only. So Netflix and not Hulu. Looking at my table, that's going to be 40. And finally, this box is the number that do not subscribe to either Netflix or Hulu. So they're in kind of the universe of people in the survey who are not subscribers of either service. And looking at my table, I see that that is 25 families. So 25 is going to go in this box. And then finally, we have some questions here that are basically just asking in words for us to kind of match what numbers here go with what scenarios. So how many families subscribe to Hulu but not Netflix? So looking at my Venn diagram, I can see that it's 15, or looking at my table, I can see that it's this 15 right here that subscribe to Hulu and not Netflix. And then the number that subscribe to Netflix and not Hulu is this 40, or this 40 right here in this table. And finally, how many do not subscribe to either video streaming service? That's this 25, or this 25 that are non-subscribers for both Hulu and Netflix. So that brings us to this formula, which is the addition principle for counting. And we talked a little bit about this before, the idea that when you're taking the union, you can't just add both groups, the number in both groups together, because some people or items or whatever they are being double counted. And so what this theorem does is it accounts for the double counting by subtracting how many are double counted. And that makes it so they're only counted once. So this is the number in the union of A and B equals the number in A plus the number in B minus the number in the intersection of A and B. So looking at question 6, it says, according to a survey of business firms in a certain city, 750 firms offer their employees health insurance, 640 offer dental insurance, and 280 offer both. How many firms offer their employees health insurance or dental insurance? So the number that offer both, that's going to be the intersection, because that's firms that are both health insurance and dental insurance. And then what we're looking for, the number that offer health insurance or dental insurance, that's going to be the union, because the union is an or situation. It's they're in one group or the other group, or in both groups. So to figure this out, our A here is going to be offering health insurance, and our B is going to be offering dental insurance. So we would take the number that offer health insurance, 750, plus the number that offer dental, 640, and then subtract the number that offer both, 280. And if I do that on my calculator, I should get 1,110 that offer either health insurance or dental insurance, or both.